Hey guys, it's Lilly Hope, and this is my new thing that I'm creating. I'm gonna call it Coffee Conversations with Lilly Hope. So today, my first guest is Brooke, who is my roommate at college.
Hey everyone.
So how about you just go ahead and tell them like who you are, you know?
So I am an intercultural studies major. It is my first year at North Greenville University, but I am a sophomore credit-wise, so I'll be graduating in 2 years. Um, yeah, I love worship. I love music. I love telling people about Jesus, and yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, actually, one thing a lot of people don't necessarily know about Brooke, but once you get to know her, you kind of figure out is she's actually from Florida, and so her family's from Florida, but she's going to school with me here in South Carolina. So, how about you just talk about navigating life, here rather than at home, and just difference in like state-wise, weather-wise.
Yeah. Oh, weather here, amazing.
Except for the snowstorms we've been having. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
gracious.
Like we had our first Monday
Ice
class.
storm, got locked in. Snowstorm, lost power, crazy.
Insane.
You don't get that in Florida.
No.
um, yeah, definitely. It's been different. I live about 8 hours away, so that's been a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
I am a homebody and I'm introverted, so I like to be with my people. And coming to college was a big step out into the world. I
sure.
knew not a single person. I really had to push myself week one.
Wow. Yeah.
To talk to people and to like force myself to start conversations with people so I can make friends. And it's really just the Lord. He brought some amazing people around me. I mean, you and your boyfriend and like
Our entire
in
friend
our
group.
whole friend group,
Yeah.
and just having that community like right from the start has really been helpful through this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have just felt so alone. And even when I do feel alone, like I've learned to rely on the Lord more through this.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we had a really unique experience. Just even starting like the first week of school, just because like you said, like my boyfriend goes here, so it's like we got kind of his friends and then our friends that we kind of just created, and then just created this group that just grew and grew and grew, and then we have people who kind of go in and out of the group and stuff. But how is it like away from the family? How is that?
It's hard, but it's been good.
Yeah.
I have two younger siblings and an older sibling, and so I've always grown up with people around me, and kind of like a second mom to my younger siblings. So I miss them a lot, but I feel like I've been able to grow a lot more and mature a lot more as an adult because I'm away from my family. I'm no longer like relying on my parents and things, and I have to make my own decisions and pay for my own things.
It kind of forces you to adult.
It really does. Yeah, I've called my parents and been like, I don't want to make this decision, and they're like,
how do I do
adult.
this?
Like you have to do
Literally.
this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, go ahead and talk about like intercultural studies. I don't think I didn't know what that was until like meeting you, and I'm a worship major studies. So like, talk about that.
Yeah. Intercultural studies, it's unique to North Greenville University.
Yeah.
I personally want to be a missionary and serve the Lord on the mission field overseas somewhere. And intercultural studies prepares you for that. We take classes like Intro to Linguistics, how to learn a language, how to integrate yourself into a culture.
Are you gonna have to take anything like Hebrew or?
Thankfully I don't have to take Hebrew.
Okay.
But we do take like a world religions class.
Okay.
So we learn about different religions.
Yeah.
And part of my major is I spend an entire semester overseas.
Yes.
So while we're living overseas, we learn the culture, we learn the language, we learn how to share the gospel with people. And it's a degree. You don't have to just be a missionary with this degree. You can go into foreign aid. You can go into other like foreign diplomacy type areas. So it's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah. And I think it's really, really cool how it's also works in with the other ministry degrees too. Like a general Christian studies major, worship studies, and then you have intercultural studies. Like I feel like they are all unique to themselves, but also really integrate like within each other. And so like it pulls from each other too. So like there are classes that you'll take and I'll take, but then there are classes that you'll have that I won't have to have or anything like that. Since mine is more music based, and then yours is more like the other culture kind of thing, which is really, really cool. So what do you think really made you want to do that? What made you choose the school in South Carolina and then this degree?
Yeah, so I felt called to missions for a few years, and I visited, I don't know, like 5 schools, looking into a lot of things, trying to figure out kind of what I wanted to do, because I knew I wanted to do missions, but I wasn't sure outside of that, like what my platform would be. I don't want to be a doctor or be,
Right.
a teacher kind of thing. And so it was just kind of an unsure stage of life. And on our way back from visiting Liberty University, we stayed.
Good school.
Yes, good school. Massive school.
Massive.
We stopped in Greenville. And while we were here, one of my friends was like, "Yo, there's a really cool school there. Like, you should check it out." And I was
So
like,
it wasn't even on your list?
"No, wasn't on my. Had no idea it
Had
existed.
no idea. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows really
No,
what Tigerville
a
South Carolina is.
2,000 student school. Nobody
Yeah.
knows about it. Yeah, crazy. So I was like, sure. Hey,
Why not?
parents,
Yeah.
I was like, let's check out this school. So we checked it out, and I was like, actually, I love this place.
Yeah.
And the Lord just kind of put it on my heart. Like, I knew as soon as I got on campus, like, this is where I want to go. And then the intercultural studies program was like exactly what I was looking for, and I didn't even know what I was looking for.
Wow.
And so it was really just the Lord brought all these things together, and I was like, okay, this is it.
I think going off of that, how do you feel about going to a smaller school versus like, if you were to have gone to like a bigger school? What do you think is like maybe the pros and cons of going to like a smaller school? Because our school it's a tiny school.
It's small. Yeah. I was looking for a smaller school, definitely.
Okay.
It's more personal.
Mhm.
I have gone to my professor's house for dinner more than
Wow.
once.
Wow.
I have like, I can stop by their offices and have conversations, and they'll be like, I was praying for you about this. Like, they know things, and I can walk around campus and see 5 people I know from the cafeteria to my dorm. Like,
Wow.
it's just, these things are amazing. It's such a community, and I love that aspect about a small school is it's big enough where there's many people I don't know, but at the same time, like, there really is a strong community.
What would you say to someone who is maybe thinking about going to a smaller school versus a bigger school? Like, what advice would you give to them?
I'd say don't be afraid to step out.
That's good.
I'm an introvert at heart. I love my alone time. I love quiet time, and it's so easy.
Guys, this girl gets up at like 6 a.m. every single day and does like her Bible studies or just sits there by herself.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's so nice. I mean, it's inspiring. I couldn't do it, but it's inspiring.
Yeah, it's so easy to kind of like want to lock yourself away in your room. I mean, you're in a dorm room. You can literally live there. But just being intentional about stepping out, talking to people, like especially first week of school, hundreds of freshmen are coming, like everybody's in the same boat.
Yes,
nobody
really knows each other.
And I've made so many friends
within the first week
just talking to them.
Yeah,
like one of my best friends now, all I did was ask her if she wanted to go to the gym with me, and she was like, I'd love to, and now we're like best friends.
Yeah.
So just talk to people and go out there and get to know your professors. It helps with grades, trust me.
It does. It does.
And I mean, enjoy the closeness of it.
I think the really cool thing about this is I think a lot of people obviously are coming in straight from high school. I didn't come in straight from high school, so I got to have like a year in between. But I think a lot of people kind of have this like idea in their head of what college is going to be like. When you get to college, it's nothing like what you think. It's nothing like high school. Hopefully not at all.
No.
I mean, honestly, there's not much drama. I've not really sat there and was like, oh my gosh, the drama around here is great. Like, I've never really sat there and thought that, which is a really nice change from both middle school and high school. And I just think that, it is a really good opportunity to step out and like almost create this like whole new idea of yourself if you wanted to. Like, if you want to be the person who goes out and does things, or goes out and, steps out and does things. Like, my boyfriend's roommate, I swear, was like such a quiet little kid. Man, and then he stepped out. He did the talent show, won the talent show, and he was somebody. I mean,
he sang and rapped and solved 4 Rubik's cubes, and and now he walks around. He has conversations with people.
Yeah, I mean, people still recognize him as Rubik's Cube guy. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Cool guy.
Like, you don't have to be the person who goes out and does every single event or whatever, but go out. Step out and do something. Like tonight, there's a basketball game, and I just heard so many people in class talking about like, hey, do you want to go with me and do all of these? Like, yes, go out and do stuff, because you can be in your dorm room as much as you want, but it's not fun. Like it's not something you really should do.
And yes, you have homework.
Yeah.
I'm drowning in homework. But you know, homework's not life. And
Mm-mm.
what's college without fun?
Yeah.
Clean fun.
I
Good
think
fun.
I think even my
But-
teacher said that this week. She was like,
Hmm.
make time, carve out time from your classwork, and like
Yeah.
go and have fun and do
You
something.
need to breathe. This is like your peak years of life.
Yes.
This is where you kind of shape into who you really are.
Yeah.
And so who you're pouring your time into with and what you're doing is going to affect you the rest of your life.
I think another thing that was really cool that I think was one of the greatest pieces of advice I ever got was like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And it's like, make sure you do surround yourself by people who are going to build you up as a person, and hopefully, you know, as a Christian, like who will build up you and not tear you down and not bring you down to like the bad things too.
Yeah.
I think that that is a very important thing to do. Like I would say our friend group does really good. You know, I think our friend group is, I would trust them, you know, with anything. Like I would trust them if I was going through something hard, not to like take advantage or not to, you know what I mean? Like I feel like they would sit there and listen if I was sobbing, or you know what I mean? Like I just think that they would be such a good group of people. But I do think that, you know, there's a friend group out there for anyone.
There is, yeah. And I mean, with our small school too, like I have some friends and you have some friends.
Many friend groups.
And we have friend groups and we have mutual friends and like we can all hang out with each other or we can all be together and it's okay. And it's
okay.
fun.
Yeah.
And you know,
you don't have to run with the same people every
Yeah.
day. You know, like
Yeah.
there are days me and Brooke probably don't even hang out at all, but
we live in the same room.
we live in the
We
same.
live in the same
I mean,
room.
I think there have been days where I've not seen her at all. Like she'll come in whenever I am literally in bed or something, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like you don't have to run with the same people. Nobody is saying that, you know? And I think that that's a really cool thing too. And I think that part of going to a smaller school is like you do feel a little bit more seen.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
and I think that that was a struggle that I had growing up of like not feeling seen or just like not feeling heard or whatever. But like in a smaller school, even by professors, you know, like you feel seen. You
And they're intentional.
very,
You know, like they don't just like deal with you because you talk to them. Like
yeah,
they're intentional. They will
and they want you
ask
to
about you. They will
succeed.
get to know you. My
Yes.
my government professor today, he made a point to memorize everybody's names in our class. And like
Oh.
today was the day he was like, I finally have all your names memorized. And he was
Oh
like
my
so excited
gosh.
about it. And it's just like wow. And other professors have been like, you know, I pray for each of you by name.
That's so
And it's just-
incredible.
it's so
incredible
cool.
to have a community like
Yeah.
that too. You know, like even whenever you go into like chapel and stuff, like you just hear the stories of like people who came before us at the school of just like, you know, their experiences on everything. And it's just so encouraging too, you know? Yeah. So I would ask you now, like, what would you plan on doing for future with your degree? Or even what would you take from things you've learned at North Greenville into your future as
Yeah.
well?
You know, with a missionary future, things are very uncertain.
Very.
Um,
I think ministry in general
yes, yeah, it's a lot of trust in the Lord right now. I want and I hope and I feel called to the people of Japan or Asia Pacific, you know, Indonesia, Philippines,
too. Interesting.
South Korea,
Yeah.
like, you know, over there. But there's a lot of steps between now and then. But I also like it's 2 years, which will fly by. And so, you know, just getting connected with organizations, going on trips as much as possible. There's some cool opportunities I'm looking into about things I can do. But knowing what I know now is that wherever I end up going, I just want to tell people about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I've never felt equipped to do it. And I know that's not an excuse not to, but it's definitely stopped me from having conversations I should have had.
Oh yeah. That's so real.
But after coming to the school and I mean, one, taking classes on it, but two, just like seeing the faith of the people around me and having friends who, like, every time I have a conversation with them, Jesus gets brought up.
Yeah.
Or something.
Which
and
is
it's just like,
insane,
yeah. And
you
it's just
know?
so encouraging. And it makes me want to do that more. And every time I talk to somebody, I want Jesus to come up in a conversation. And so I've been put in a few different leadership positions. I lead a prayer group on Wednesday mornings,
Wow.
and I lead a Bible study on Monday nights.
Mhm.
Um, and just kind of having to step up and do these things has made me have to step into uncomfortable things, but it's learning me and it's growing me. And so that's helped me. I've had more gospel conversations since coming to school than I have in my whole life.
Wow, yeah, that's
And
incredible.
so yeah, it's a learning process, and obviously I'm not perfect and I mess up all the time, but it's just encouraging and it's so growing and I love it.
I think I just get a lot of good advice from people, but I think say another like really encouraging piece of advice that I was given from a person who really did like touch my heart was you can't pour from an empty cup. And I think that one thing that I've seriously learned from North Greenville and like just I don't know, even like in the friends around me, is they're constantly pouring too. And we can pour into them too. But like I feel constantly like I'm being filled at the school. You know, it's like God is seriously working and like helping me. Like in my little seasons of drought too. It's like I still have friends who are sitting there pouring into me when I'm honestly not in a place that I want to be poured into. You know, like when I have the days or like I'm in that mind space, like they're still pouring into me, and it's so like encouraging. I feel very encouraged, and like I think another thing that I heard once too about being equipped, because I sometimes don't feel equipped to be doing what I'm doing. Like I'm
all the time.
yeah,
All the
literally.
time.
Like I'm now leading worship on Wednesday nights, and it's like I don't feel like I am totally equipped to be doing this, and like being a mentor to the students when somebody who like the reason I am where I am today is because somebody was in my place and was a mentor to me. You know, so like having that like almost responsibility. It's like I don't feel equipped enough, but then it's like God is like, you know, I don't really. He doesn't call the people who are equipped with everything. He equips you.
Yeah.
You know,
We're just his hands and his feet. I mean, it's him doing all the work.
absolutely. And so it's like it's not about me, and it's not about like me being seen. You know, but it's about like spreading the word or doing what God has called you to do. Because it could be anything. Like it's not just intercultural studies or it's not just worship studies. Like God could call you in marketing. God can call you
I mean,
in business.
one of my good friends is a business major, but like he wants to share the gospel, and you know you can do that through whatever he ends up doing. But like, you know, other friends who are like bio majors, stuff like that, they want to share the gospel, but you can do that in your field. You don't have to be a worship studies leader. You don't have to be in intercultural studies or Christian studies. Like, you can serve the Lord wherever you are.
And it's almost like, who am I at 19 years old to sit here and say that I am not equipped enough, you know, with God on my side? Like, who am I to say that the Lord can't do it? Exactly. You know, because He is what equips you, you know? And, like, we have no, like, who am I to be so nervous about, like, songwriting or something like that? Like, oh, I'm not good at it or whatever. Like, who am I to sit here and say?
You've written so many songs since coming to school, too.
Literally. And it's like, who am I to sit here and say that I can't do it? Like, God has equipped us. Like, we can't sit here and limit His power. We can sit here and limit what He can do because He really does, you know, give us what we need to do. And I think that is just so beautiful. And it's really seen at North Greenville. You know, like you really do get to sit there and see just the change and the growth in people. Like I think even in our friend group, I can sit there and point out like the changes I've seen in individual people, you know?
Oh, for sure. Spiritually and like, I mean, maturity wise and just, you know, since coming high school, I feel like a lot I poured out myself and not a lot of people poured into me. But like, I mean, you were talking about this earlier, like my friends are pouring into me and I'm able to pour into them, and we're just, you know, it's iron sharpens iron, so brother sharpening brother. Like we are building each other up to Christ, and we're all doing it together, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just think it's the most like beautiful thing to like have people around you and like surrounding you that are like on your side, you know, that are wanting to build you up and help you succeed in life. And it's not just like your friends; it could be a stranger. Like I'm releasing a song on the 13th, and I performed it at Coffee House, which is like an event that we do. And like the amount of people who came up to me afterwards and was just like, you know, that is so good. Like I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to hear it. Like I just think that it's so cool, the things that you're doing and stuff. And it's just like, wow, like people are so encouraging and they have no idea anything about me. Like they don't know. Like I was so incredibly nervous to like release a song or write a song or, you know, the vulnerability of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like people are genuinely cheering you on, and they might not even know your name.
No. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've had multiple times random people on campus walk up to me and be like, "Hey, is there anything I can pray for you right now?" Never seen them before, no idea who they are, and they're just like, can I pray for you? And sometimes I'm like really needing it, and other times I'm doing okay. But either way, it's like it's encouraging.
And I think it's so funny that I call like little glimpses that I see like throughout the day, like God winks. Yes, I call them little God winks. And I think it's so funny. And I've just noticed this a lot more recently. Like when I'm having a bad day or just a day where like nothing even happened. It's just like a day where I just feel meh, you know?
Yeah.
But like something will happen and somebody will just like encourage me. Somebody like will be the light of Jesus and just like kind of just like sprinkle in a little goodness on my day, and it literally changes everything. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's a good day, it's a great day to have a great day, you know, like, and it really does change. But I think that going to a smaller school really helps, you know, just with the idea of it all,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, wow, this was so good.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for being the first guest. So
Of course.
yeah, I mean, what
I'm the test subject.
yeah, literally, this is setting the standard. I think I don't know, like I was just sitting there talking with my boyfriend of just like I want to do something a little bit more than just like reviewing coffee and like having
Yeah.
a little conversation.
And it's so good. She's got there's so many
People around
amazing
us.
stories at our
Yes.
school, and so many just unique people and lives that like
Yeah.
this is going to be exciting.
So maybe this can be like become like a monthly thing of just like coffee conversations with Lily.
Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be
Definitely.
so fun. But thank you for coming. Thank
Yeah,
you guys
of
for
course.
watching.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.